Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk. What's up, y'all? Big Herc, Prison Talk. Glad you guys tuned in. Thanks for supporting us. We're almost at 200,000 subscribers. When we hit that 200K, we're going to give away the flat screen TV. So make sure you're tuned in and you've been hitting the subscribe button, telling your friends, leaving comments. We're going to do a random giveaway when we hit 200K. If you haven't got a chance, check out our website, www.FreshOutSeries.com. The shoes are finally in and the slides are in. Pre-orders, we're doing pre-orders, so check out the website for the pre-orders, and we look forward to getting them out to you guys. I have a lot of times people ask me about, like, what did I do with my time in prison? How did I get the best out of my, just sitting down and being locked up? Well, I spent a lot of my time in a law library. I've talked about that before. I did a lot of studying, a lot of reading, and I did an episode before about the books I've read. Well, I want to do a follow-up with some other books I've read that you could probably find on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. And, these books help expand your mind, give you an idea of what your rights are and just how to, articulation, vocabulary, all the things that are lacking in a lot of today's society. So one of the books I read about the law was Remedies. This is Wes Nutshell series. And it kind of just talks about, different things regarding the law and injunctions, real and personal property, injuries of personal interest. You see, I went through and highlighted a bunch of stuff in here. But this book, I've read through it a few times when I was down, and very informative. A lot of you guys are out there. You email and you talk about you're doing dirt or you got caught up doing this, but you don't know anything about the law and you leave it all to the hands of an attorney. Bad idea. Do your research. Look up some of the stuff that you've been accused of, and there's a lot of information out there, so don't go in blind. Quotations. This isn't a legal book, but quotations is just more about vocabulary, enhancing the way you speak, just generalized information as far as just famous quotes. It's a lot of quotes in here from just different people throughout history, and it kind of just expands the way you talk, which makes it sound like you're at least more intelligent than what people assume. So this is a cool book to read if you're looking to expand your vocabulary or your dictation, the way you articulate yourself. Quotations. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Great book. I've read it numerous times. Very interesting as far as just the mental state and tapping into that sixth sense when you talk about actually being successful and what makes a person successful. Very in-depth. If you're an entrepreneur and you like to, I always talk about getting your hustle on, making moves. This is a great book for you. Build your self-confidence up, build your self-esteem up, and, start your next business, man. Be successful. This book is called The Most Secret Science. I'm not sure where I purchased it from, but there's a lot of obscure book publishers while we were in there and we had access to. But this book talks about the Federal Reserve and the monetary system. So it gives you see, I always highlight, it gives you an idea of how the monetary system works, how fiat currency works, how, you don't pay for a debt, you just discharge a debt, the difference between discharging and paying for a debt, the whole nine. This talks about just the different legislative aspects of commerce, the Federal Reserve Act. Very interesting book. you know, but if you think you know about the money system, I think you need to read this to open your eyes up. A lot of people want to question, you know, oh, Bitcoin has no value, blah, blah, blah. Neither does the Federal Reserve note, you know. And once you get to understanding how it works, you'll learn, it'll give you a better understanding of credit and why people are able to do the things they do with no money. So, great book to read. The Treatise on Arrest and False Imprisonment. This book right here highlighted a lot of this. A lot of great stuff in here. False imprisonment. It talks about what the plaintiff needs to prove, that the imprisonment was unlawful, malicious. Just a lot of different things in here. You know, you go into court, and I've said it before, you go in there and you consent basically to all this stuff. You say you understand, you really don't understand. Read this and get a better understanding of what your liberties are. You know, you have a lot of rights and you're not supposed to just succumb to anything they tell you. You know, if the arrest warrant ain't signed, it's no good. If they raid your house and the arrest warrant was for the house next door or for a previous address and they try to use it, no good. There's a lot of things that are being violated daily, but you don't challenge them, and your attorney's not going to challenge him because he's part of the system. Unless you got somebody who's a family friend, a real attorney, who's you know, not golf buddies with the prosecutor, then you know you don't have a fighting chance in hell. Great book, read this, learn about your rights, man. Don't be a dumbass out there doing dirt. Working out is a big part of prison, so old school, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding. Don't really need to explain a lot about this. You know, it's got a lot of working out stuff. This book was passed down to me, and I passed it down to somebody else, and they passed it back to me. But breaks down a lot of the things you need to know about getting in shape, nutrition. And in prison, nutrition is top ramen, fucking tuna fish, honey buns, you know, all the bullshit. So we skip over that and you just look at the workout stuff. But Arnold Schwarzenegger's Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding, great book. All these books I've mentioned, we're going to have them on our website. You can go and click through and find the books on Amazon, the ones that are available on Amazon. So check those out. And also a couple books that we'll be having on our website that we'll be distributing that I got through another publisher. This book, Basic Training for Quiet War, State and Federal Courts Exposed. Great book, breaks down a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot of knowledge in here. Everything from affidavits to non-corporate status to basically piercing the corporate veil. A lot of different things. Jurisdiction, great book. We'll have it for sale on the website. Keep looking on there. We'll eventually have it up. You can order from us and we'll ship it out. Another great book, Introduction to the Truth. Basically, this is a must-have guide for anyone living in America. I got this from another guy inside, and very deep, man. Breaks down a lot of different laws, commercial law, common law, admiralty maritime law, the differences when you go into court, how to read what's going on in the court so you don't walk in there looking all stupid, what you getting your wig blown off, you know what I mean? This, you know, kind of gives you an insight on how you need to present yourself and different questions you can ask and different things you can file. Great book. So there you have it. You know, I gave you guys some very, very major game right there on some reading material. Take advantage of it. Don't be a fool. Educate yourself. Be successful in life. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively at FreshOutSeries.com.